Namaste, everyone. Nicole Peltier Hall from Raven Yoga, from the Raven Nation. It's funny, I was just picking up my dogs and I saw a license plate on the back of an Oklahoma car. I live in Oklahoma. And it says Kaw Nation. And I'm like, of course. I live in Kaw Nation. So I absolutely do. Oklahoma, Kaw Nation. I've about two years, I'm a little over 2 years sober. And I am like the spokesperson for sobriety in my area because I am so in love with sobriety. You would have never guessed it. I would have never guessed it. I'm the absolute number one person that would have thought this was gonna suck. That's what took me so long. I always had this feeling this thought, I was wrong, that if I quit drinking, that it would feel like constant deprivation, like constantly deprived. Because, so I'm not saying alcohol is your issue or anybody's issue. It was mine. And, for some people, alcohol's really not a big deal. For some people, sugar's not a big deal. For some people, marijuana is just like every couple times a year. So for some people, they don't leave the house without it. Some people, I was at a garage sale today and they had 40 of the same kind of purse. And I was like, there's an addiction going on here. She's a shopping addiction, and it's not I'm not here to judge. I'm always here to judge. It's just that it's a conflict with what with what is healthy for you and what you're doing. What is healthy for me, I'll just say, and what I'm doing. So alcohol, I just wanted it to be so fun and cool and easy. And I just wanted to have a cocktail and hang out with friends and not let it drive my my bus. But I always felt like alcohol had a little more power than I was comfortable with. It was just a little more, well, sometimes a lot more. But, if I was to put some sort of limit on myself, like tonight I'm not going to drink, alcohol would always change that plan. If I came into a party and I was like, okay, I'm only going to have 3 drinks, what time is it? And alcohol never let me stick to my plan. So for me, it was out of alignment. It had more power than I would have liked. And because I wanted to be a moderate drinker, I just wanted it so bad. I tried for a long time. I am not a quitter. I kept trying. And, I quit drinking 1,000 mornings when I was like, damn it, I don't feel that good. Or why did I have that last one? Or why did I spend all that money? Or now I have to go to work and I don't want to I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel good about my life. I have a beautiful life, Just by the way, nothing broke. I didn't have to lose my job or my body or my life or my relationships. And I just want to say, you can prepare. You can prepare to drop something before it's so hot you can't hold it anymore. So if you're interested in not drinking anymore, but you're I still got a couple good years left, or I've never gotten a DUI, or I've never showed up late to work, any of that stuff. Me either. But, the day came when I was just there's got to be a better way. And I literally just really worried that I was going to be so bored. And I was telling my husband last night, I was like, I am sorry, okay? My life is sobriety and recovery. I am so excited about it. I'm sorry I talk about it all the time, but you don't understand. It's not like I talk about recovery or live recovery more than I lived alcohol, okay? The scales are exactly the same. If I only drank a little bit, on the holidays, and I quit drinking and all of a sudden recovery was my whole world, then I can see how that would be But see, when I was drinking, a lot of the drinking was in my head. The thinking about drinking and the morning after, the thinking about what I'm going to do to get back to baseline. That was a lot of thinking, a lot of living, a lot of alcohol in my life. In a week, it was sprinkled all over the place. Well, recovery is that too. My recovery life, which is Raven Yoga, a little bit of AA sprinkled in, Hip Sobriety School with Holly Whitaker, Annie Grace, This Naked Mind, which is a book that is like my book. I write, I read recovery stuff, I talk to people a lot, but dude, I threw parties all the time. I was always inviting people over for champagne. I was always having a party. I was always getting people together for drinking. It didn't, maybe no, I was never called out, but I lived alcohol. I lived my life, but I lived alcohol. And when it didn't look like I was living alcohol, like I wasn't talking about it, I was thinking about it. I'm just talking about recovery in the same amount that I was thinking about alcohol. So, it's not like I can see you going, shut up, But, and I did that too. I want to say, though, that I realized recently that I get really enthusiastic because I feel like I found something that is so amazing. And it was so underrated. And it's so wonderful that I really just want everybody to do it. So know that if I talk about it a lot, or I encourage, it's because I'm just excited for everyone to do the thing that I found was so healthy and positive for me. And my husband reminds me, he doesn't have a problem. He never finishes a serving. And I'm like, he forgets about it. It's not his thing. And he's telling not everybody has that issue. And I get it. I forget, because we can only see the world from our lens, really. We can only see the world from our view. So I just want to share that I'm really working on letting people have their timing, their timeline, their path. Because I didn't just quit overnight. Of course, when I mentioned that I was not drinking anymore, I didn't drink again. But I had said it 1,000 times in my head. I quit for 20 years and I finally made it. Finally. It looks like I'm an overnight success. And my best friend Narayani says, there is no overnight successes in anything. If you hear that song, you're like, oh my God, I never heard of that band. It's not like they just wrote the song last night. They've been playing it for 20 years. You just finally heard it, finally made it. So, if you're struggling with quitting because you feel like you get some traction and you just slide back down, that's super normal. It takes some time. If you're struggling with a breakup and you get strong, you tell yourself today, and you slide back down when you're around him or her and you're like, I don't know, I can't do it right now. That's normal. It's normal. I just need to remind myself that everybody's on their path and I can only cheer you on, but I cannot lead you anywhere that you don't want to go. I can't make you drink either. Free will. And everybody's got their own schedule. So if you're encouraging somebody that it just looks like they're really believers and they've got a lot of evidence that it's time, but they don't quit, it's not time for them. It is time, but it's got to be their time. It's got to be theirs. And I'm just discovering that. I always think, well, it's time for everybody. I'm definitely a revolutionist. I'm definitely a cheerleader. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do because it sure fits my style. So that's all I got. I'm in love with sobriety. I just love it so much, and I'm enthusiastic, and I want everybody to do it. And I want anybody who's curious or thinking about it or wondering if it's going to be a life of lame boredom, deprivation, to know that that's not how it is. Your body, after several days, months, gets that obsession out, and you can just start living. Freedom! It's amazing. Happy Friday night. Namaste.